It's a gray, chilly, and rainy Saturday afternoon in the Mid-State. But Mother Nature can't stop the tailgate, and she won't slow down the parade. It's homecoming weekend in the borough. Welcome inside Floyd Stadium in Murfreesboro, Tennessee for today's Conference USA showdown between Middle Tennessee and the guest Southern Miss Golden Eagles. What's going on, everybody, and happy Halloween. Alongside Jeremy Kellum, I'm Jake Rose. You're watching Conference USA football right here on ESPN+. Jeremy, let's start with Middle Tennessee, 3-4 coming into this week's game. Looking to go bowling for the first time in a few years. And if they're going to get back to that bowl game, Chase Cunningham, the quarterback, is going to get them there.
Yes, Chase Cunningham has been lightning in the bottle, 14 touchdowns over the last 4 games. I expect Chase to have a great game in the air and on the ground with his legs today. Defensively for Middle Tennessee, it's a little bit of bend, don't break. But they have a lot of playmakers in that secondary, especially the senior Reed Blankenship. Definitely. MTSU's defense is ranked #1 in the nation with 20 turnovers. Reed Blankenship is responsible for 5 of those. So look out for Reed to have a great game today and maybe even add to his turnover total. It's been a bit of a tough first year for head coach Mike Hall in Hattiesburg. Just 1-6 this year are the Golden Eagles. They've already gone through a half dozen quarterbacks. Jake Lang, the walk-on freshman, making his 3rd career start here today in Murfreesboro. Definitely. Jake Lang is a true rags to riches story, entering the season as a walk-on, not traveling with the team, and today will make his 3rd start. Coaches say he is a film junkie, and so we're going to see if Jake Lang can have that great game today. Southern Miss looking for their first conference win of the 2021 campaign and their first ever win against the Blue Raiders. Kickoff from Murfreesboro coming up next. Here's a look at our head coaches today. Will Hall in his first season in Hattiesburg, just 1-6. And Rick Stockstill, the old statesman of Conference USA in his 16th season here in Murfreesboro. This is the 4th time these two teams have met. And Jeremy, you were actually part of the very first time Middle Tennessee and Southern Miss played one another way back, should I say, in the 2009 New Orleans Bowl. Definitely, man. That was a great experience. And going against Southern Miss, they had a great receiver. And we actually went down by 2 scores, but Dwight Dasher came through, throwing for over 200 and rushing for over 200. Southern Miss comes into this game looking to snap a 5-game losing streak and trying to get their first ever win against Middle Tennessee. And Middle Tennessee will take the first half kickoff as Briggs Bourgeois is set to kick off for Southern Miss on a chilly, gray and foggy, a little bit rainy Saturday afternoon here in Murfreesboro. Yeah, man, this is your type of weather, man, being from Indiana. Florida boy like me, it's a no-go right here. And we are underway from Floyd Stadium. Jalen Lane and Jaron Pierce will let it bounce out of the back of the end zone, and Middle Tennessee will take over their opening drive on their own 25-yard line, being led by Chase Cunningham. Spent 3 seasons as the backup quarterback. Brent Stockstill, Asher O'Hara, and at the beginning of this season, Bailey Hockman took over in the second half against Texas San Antonio, and it has been his job ever since. And he's done a pretty good job of running this Middle Tennessee offense. Yes, he has 14 touchdowns over the last 4 games, so definitely look for him to start off fast. First play is going to be a handoff to the left side. Down the near sideline is Martell Petaway. And first carry of the day for the Blue Raiders is good enough for a first down. And just like that, Petaway is picking up from where he left off against UConn. We were just talking about it pre-show. I like how he's built. I like how physically he runs the ball in a great first down play. This is a Middle Tennessee team that has really struggled to run the ball this year. They are second to last in yards per game on the ground, as Petaway will get another carry to the right side as that play is blown dead. It's like an elbow hit. Second least rushing yards in Conference USA, just under 100 yards per game on the ground are the Blue Raiders. As Jay Stanley, the sophomore safety, coming up to make his first stop on the afternoon. Second down and 8. And Lane gonna be brought down behind the line of scrimmage. Santrell Latham from that weak side linebacker spot.
And that was a great job by Santrell Latham right there, being able to keep outside leverage and being able to come up with a big stop right there to set up a 3rd and long for MTSU.
3rd and 9. Petaway, the lone back in the backfield with Cunningham. Middle Tennessee really struggling on 3rd downs this season. You see there on your screen, less than 30%. Cunningham to throw, and he's dropped. Rayshawn Mitchell, the cornerback.
And Chase Cunningham did not see that coming at all. Southern Miss dialed up a blitz and was able to get Chase Cunningham down, which was set up a punt. Great job by Southern Miss's defense on this first drive.
Perfectly timed blitz call by defensive coordinator Austin Armstrong, and it is a quick first drive for Middle Tennessee. Olbrich to punt. Bailey Brown catches it on the run, makes a few Blue Raiders miss, cuts it back towards midfield. A flag is down as he's tackled inside his own 30-yard line.
And that was great effort right there by Yusuf Ali. Missed the tackle initially, but came back to get the stop.
See what the flag's about.
Personal foul, blindside block, number 43 on the return team. Half the distance to the goal, first down.
So that'll move the Golden Eagles back 15 yards on their first drive with 12:51 to go here in the first quarter. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll introduce you to Jake Lang and the Eagles offense. Stay with us on ESPN+. It's 4 plays, 9 yards for Middle Tennessee on their opening drive before Kyle Olbrich's punt. And now Southern Miss will take over at their own 14-yard line after the personal foul call. And as we get a look at the freshman walk-on Jake Lang making his 3rd career start as Frank Gore Jr. gets the opening handoff for the Eagles.
And one thing Coach Wilhall wants to get established is the run game. And right there, what a great first down pickup by Frank Gore Jr.
Wilhall in his first season as the head coach of the Eagles. It's been a couple of seasons as the offensive coordinator at Tulane, where he had one of the best rushing attacks in the entire country as Southern Miss goes right back to Gore, and he's just shy of picking up a first down as Zaylen Wood, redshirt freshman from Bowden, Georgia, in on the stop, and it's 3rd and 1.
Definitely, you see Coach Hall just really trying to set up the run right here, especially when you have a young quarterback in Jake Lang, making this only his 3rd career start, so you definitely want to get the run game going.
Tight formation for Southern Miss. Lang under center. Hand off to Gore, and he's met at the line of scrimmage, but it looks like he pushes the pile forward, and that's the first down of the game for Southern Miss as Jordan Ferguson is in on the stop.
And if I'm Coach Hall, I got to be excited right now, getting a stop on defense, and now on offense, being able to run 3 consecutive times and being able to pick up a first down. So Southern Miss right now is having a good game plan and executing.
Southern Miss offensively, there's really no other way to say it. Really struggling, last in the conference with 14 points per contest, as Lang is going to have to tuck it and take a hit at the 25. Good coverage downfield by Middle Tennessee's secondary. Jalen Jackson brought him down.
And so right now, just even though that was the first pass of the game, Coach Schaefer sees it. Maybe we can just go ahead and lock up these guys and maybe put more in the box to try to stop this rushing attack with Southern Miss and Frank Gore Jr.
And this is going to be a run-first attack from Southern Miss. The Eagles, second to last in the conference in passing yards, 166 in the air per game. Gore on the ground finds room, takes a pop at about the 31-yard line, but now it's 3rd and manageable as Greg Great laid the hit.
And having a young quarterback in Zach Lane, you don't want to put him in 3rd and long. So right now, this opens up the playbook for Coach Hall and Southern Miss to be able to call a run or a pass, but take some pressure off of Jake Lane, I'm sorry.
3rd and 4. 5th play of the drive for Southern Miss. Lang to throw, sideline, and overshoots Grayson Gunter, the tight end. Trente Davis in on the coverage, and both teams will trade punts on their opening drives.
Definitely, Coach Schaefer was able to be able to go coverage right there. Southern Miss really not trying to go down the field right now. Like I said, with Jake Lane being inexperienced, you want to give him short throws to be able to build his confidence throughout the game.
High punt will push Jalen Lane back to the 15-yard line, where he will break 1 tackle and is brought down about the 22, and that's where Middle Tennessee will start their 2nd drive with 9:34 to go in the 1st quarter. So both teams trying to feel each other out offensively on their opening drives. We're scoreless here in the Murfreesboro. Welcome back to Murfreesboro. There's a look at Martell Pettaway. We've got the start here this afternoon. The stable of running backs for Middle Tennessee. You'll see Shaitan Mobley, who's in the backfield now, along with Pettaway, Amir Razul, and Jeremy. Middle Tennessee trying to get the run game going early, as was Southern Miss on their first drive, but very, very important for Middle Tennessee to find that ground game early, as Cunningham on the rollout finds a receiver on that far sideline, and it's Jaron Pierce, and that is now 29 straight games with a catch for Jaron Pierce.
Yes, and speaking of the run game, MTSU wants to be able to establish the run game outside of Chase Cunningham. You don't want to continue to put your quarterback in danger at risk of injury.
In their 3 wins, Middle Tennessee has averaged 151 yards on their ground, as Cunningham taking a long shot downfield, and a flag is thrown. DJ England Chisholm was the receiver, and Rayshawn Mitchell was in on the coverage.
And Mitchell had great coverage.
Pass interference, defense number 1. 15 yards from the previous spot, automatic, 1st down.
And Mitchell had great coverage on the play. He was in phase, meaning running next to him, but he just got a little touchy with the hand, and referee's gonna get that every time with the pass interference call.
2nd penalty already against Southern Miss. To finish my point, Middle Tennessee 151 yards on the ground in their 3 wins. In their 4 losses, they're averaging 58 yards as a team running the football. So getting that ground game going, very, very important for offensive coordinator Brent Dearman here today. Cunningham on 1st down, looking across the middle off the hands of Jimmy Marshall. It's a game-time decision coming into this contest. Suffered an injury in practice earlier in the week. Good enough to go here against Southern Miss, 2nd down.
And I think MTSU knows their recipe for winning, just like you just stated those stats. And the run game sets up the RPO, sets up the play action for Chase and Coach Dearman and MTSU's offense.
2nd down and 10. Lane in motion. Mobley on that right side, and nowhere to go as that ball is loose. And Southern Miss comes away with it.
And Southern Miss right now is winning this game. I know it's tied right now, but they already had 2 stops. That's 1 turnover right there. They were able to move the ball a little bit on offense, so Coach Hall has to be pleased with his team's effort thus far. And on the other side, Coach Stock, you got to be disappointed. Coming in off a big win against UConn, this is not the way that you want to start this game today.
This is a Middle Tennessee offense that has the least amount of turnovers in the conference, and a Southern Miss defense that has forced the least amount of turnovers in Conference USA, but they come away with a fumble recovery. Looked like it was Eric Kitchen, the senior, who came away with it, and now Southern Miss has great field position with under 9 minutes to go here in the 1st quarter. Lang rolling out, looking downfield, has his tight end. It's Gunter, and he's going to be brought down by Blankenship at about the 21-yard line.
And right there, you see the different wrinkle in the offense. If this was further back on the field, you probably would have got a run. But after a quick turnover change, normally offenses do something different to try to take a big shot down the field. Play action pass, nice first down completion right there.
Mentioned the struggles for the Eagles offensively this season, last in the conference in points per game, just a tick over 14 points. Also last in yards per contest, as another flag is out and play is stopped. Looks like somebody moved on that front for Southern Miss.
False start, offense, number 68. 5-yard penalty, remains first down.
And I think this is what frustrates Coach Stockstill so much. Just throughout the season, you never know which team will show up. Would it be the complete performance from UConn, or would it be the one-sided performance against Virginia Tech? Right now, offense and defense is not showing up at this point.
Penalty goes against Bryce Foxworth, the backup right guard. Third penalty against Southern Miss. Here comes the blitz. Lang looking downfield, coming back for it, and not able to make the catch was Jason Brownlee, but now a flag comes out. Looked like Ross was all over Brownlee.
Pass interference, defense, number 19. 15-yard penalty, first down.
A huge penalty against Middle Tennessee, and that will put Southern Miss inside the red zone for the first time in their last couple of ball games.
And that ball was underthrown, and as a defensive back, an underthrown ball is very difficult to cover, because as your guard and receiver, the receiver has the ability to just stop on a dime to come back. You have your back turned, so Tedrick Ross got a little touchy and grabby right there to get the pass interference called.
Blankenship came off the blitz from that safety spot pretty much untouched. Lang play action, overthrows his receiver on the rollout. It's going to be the fullback, Cole Carvalho. Second down.
And that was a great job by Reed Blankenship. He had very disciplined eyes right there. They tried to sneak out a fullback into the flats, and Reed was all over it. Lang has to be very happy that Reed didn't take that for 6. The other way.
Jordan Ferguson putting the pressure on Lang. It's now second down and 10. From the 12-yard line. Lang taking a shot for the end zone. Brownlee coming back for it. Touchdown.
And I think Coach Hall right there, seeing what happened on the pass interference play. He's seen how Tedrick played the underthrown ball, and so he came back to it 2 plays later, throwing kind of underthrow back shoulder ball, and they were able to complete it right there for a touchdown.
4th touchdown pass on the season from Jake Lang, and the 3rd touchdown catch from Jason Brownlee. As Briggs Bourgeois is out to kick the point after, and that play is blown dead. But you said it, Jason Brownlee, a great job of coming back for that ball, underthrown. Tedrick Ross never got his head turned around.
No, I think as a DB, once you get in phase, and what I mean by in phase, you're right there on the receiver.
The ball before he snapped it. It's a 5-yard penalty. Replay the try.
So move back the Eagles 5 yards.
Yeah, so like I said, Tedrick Ross, once he's in phase, he has to then look back and play the ball. One time he got a pass interference, and this time, unfortunately, for MTSU, he gave up a touchdown on that drive.
Bourgeois out for the extended point after. And it's good. So 3 plays, 39 yards, as a little bit of a scuffle after the play. And now a flag is out. Looks like DQ Thomas was in the thick of it for Middle Tennessee. Tedrick Ross a little slow to get up. Things getting chippy early here in the Borough.
And right now, just looking at it, you wouldn't know who had the better record right now. And if you just turned on this game and been watching this first quarter thus far.
Southern Miss on top, 7-0, 7:47 to go in the first. Took just 3 plays, 39 yards, 1 minute, 1 second. Jake Lang finding Jason Brownlee just out-muscling Teldrick Ross in the end zone for the first score of the afternoon.
Definitely, Brownlee playing very physical on there, going to get the ball right there. Ross has to play the ball much better. He's in phase, he just has to get his head turned around much quicker.
Personal foul call went against number 65 of Southern Miss, Jerquin Scott. His first personal foul call of the afternoon. 7-0. Southern Miss on the road looking for their first win in school history against Middle Tennessee, as that's a short kickoff return. Jalen Lane will take it, gets a block, and is brought down at the 31-yard line.
And coming into this game, I know Coach Stockstead and his team did not want to give Southern Miss confidence. They were coming in 1-6. Confidence was a little shaky, going through a lot of adversity this year. This was not the start that the Blue Raiders wanted Southern Miss to have.
Block in the back, number 20, 21, 10-yard penalty, first down.
That's Will Gilchrist, backup running back. That'll march the Blue Raiders backwards on their third drive of the afternoon. Looks like Martell Petaway back in the backfield for Middle Tennessee.
And I think MTSU and Coach Dearman, they have to get points on this drive. Whether it's a touchdown you would like, but at least a field goal.
Cunningham changing the play. 9 on the game clock. Pump fake. Running out of time, out of the pocket, and will throw it away.
And I think Coach Dearman may have seen something in film that they believe they may be able to expose Southern Miss's secondary deep. A lot of 5-step drops or deeper routes in this first quarter. So maybe we'll see if they can come up successful with some deep throws down the field.
Second down and 10. Screen pass, near side. Jalen Lane finds a seam to the outside and will have enough for a Blue Raider first down. As Lacavius Daniel, backup safety, was in on the stop.
And if you've been watching MTSU all year, that is what you're mostly accustomed to seeing. Quick throws to the side, similar to a run play. That's very effective.
Middle moving quickly. Cunningham pump fake, taking a shot down the field and staying on his feet. Jaron Pierce.
And Jaron Pierce is the playmaker. Was able to show some good body balance right there, being able to stay up after the contact. Great job by Coach Dearman and Chase Cunningham and MTSU's offense.
Beautiful throw from Cunningham. As Middle Tennessee moving quickly, yet again another first down. Handoff. Nope, it's Cunningham. Throwing it up, lobbing it for Marshall. It's intercepted. Eric Scott. And Cunningham is down. Cunningham was looking for Jimmy Marshall downfield, got hit as he threw.
Please decline, first down.
And Cunningham limping off the field.
Definitely hope he's okay as he hustles off the field right there.
And let's get another look at the turnover. Second turnover. And that was almost a non-contact injury as he fell right before.
Yeah, it looks like he felt it in his knee or his leg right before he threw the ball. I think if he would have had some more time, that would have been a touchdown or at least a deep completion right there. They had the right play dialed up. Just couldn't execute.
It has been raining on and off throughout the day here in Murfreesboro, so the turf might be a little bit slick. But that looked like he hit the ground, or at least was on his way down before Everett Cunningham got there, as it's second down and 10. Deep in their own territory for Southern Miss.
This is where Southern Miss and Coach Hall really could continue to build on this momentum, try to get more points on the board and extend this lead right here.
Back-to-back turnovers for the Middle Tennessee offense. Gore in motion. Read play. Flag down, Lang rolling out and throwing it away. And I'm not sure Southern Miss got fully set.
And thus far right now, MTSU defense, at least the back seven, has been covering very well on passing downs or on passing plays.
Illegal shift on the offense, number 3. Penalties decline. 3rd down.
So a lot of penalties here in this first quarter between these two teams.
Yeah, man, it's definitely hasn't been a pretty game thus far. The weather is not pretty, and nor has the play as far as just being disciplined and a lot of turnovers.
7 first quarter penalties between these two teams. 2 turnovers for Middle Tennessee as it's 3rd and 10 deep in their own territory for Lang and the Eagles. Gore in the backfield, 3 wide. Middle brings pressure. Hand off to Gore, finds room up the middle, and that's going to be close to an Eagles first down. And I think he got it. Yes.
And a play like that breaks a defensive team's spirit right there. 3rd and 10. Southern Miss really is just trying to run the ball, don't want to make a costly turnover, and was able to pick it up. So great job by Frank Gore Jr. with that first down run right there.
Saw backup quarterback for Middle Tennessee, Mike DeLello, warming up in the interim. Handoff Gore, left side, makes a few Blue Raiders miss, and another first down for Frank Gore Jr. And he is dangerous when he gets into space.
Yeah, Frank Gore Jr. is looking like his dad, Frank Gore Sr. I'm a big University of Miami fan, so growing up seeing his dad play and now getting to see this is pretty awesome.
Yeah, not the biggest back, kind of like his dad, 5'8", 195. He's actually put on quite a bit of muscle here last offseason, and he's an every down back for this Southern Miss offense. And he's playing pretty well here early, 42 yards on 7 carries. He gets another one up the middle, and Frank Gore Jr., 3 straight first down runs as Ferguson comes from his end spot to make the tackle, and now Gore will head to the sideline for a much-deserved break. Impressive running.
And we talk about a recipe for success with MTSU. This is the same recipe for success with Southern Miss. When Frank Gore Jr. runs over 100 yards, they are 4-0 in his career at Southern Miss thus far.
And that play is going nowhere. Blankenship coming up from the safety spot along with Zaylen Wood.
And so if Frank Gore Jr. keeps this pace up, he's looking like he will get the 100 yards, which will go well for Southern Miss as far as being 4-0 when he does go over 100 yards.
Yeah, Southern Miss's offense is very similar to Middle Tennessee in terms of success with the running game. The better they are on the ground, the more likely they are to win. Talked about it with Middle Tennessee earlier in the quarter, and it's the exact same thing with Southern Miss. Their best game on the ground against Grambling, well over 200 yards rushing as a team. And that was their only win. Here comes the blitz. Ball is out. Middle Tennessee falls on it. Jacarius Wyatt picks up the fumble. I think it was Jordan Ferguson that laid the wood on Jake Lang.
You're right. Jordan Ferguson has been making plays all year long, coming into this game with 5 sacks, 11 tackle for losses. Go ahead and add another one on that, and a forced fumble right there. Great job by Jordan Ferguson.
6th sack on the season for Ferguson. That leads Middle Tennessee and the entire Conference USA. And that is a huge play for Middle Tennessee. With 3:38 to go in the first quarter, Middle notoriously slow this season in first quarters. Just 17 points scored in 7 first quarters this season as Mike DeLello, the backup quarterback for Middle, is now in the ball game. He's going to throw on his first snap. Finds Jimmy Marshall, and Marshall will take a lick just inside the 27-yard line.
And one thing I know that Coach Stock has been preaching to his team is that when they do get turnovers, they have to score points. Like we come into this game, we said MTSU ranked number 1 in the nation with 20 turnovers, but they don't always score off them. They're looking to do that on this drive right here.
Petaway, right side, finds a little bit of room. Pickup of about 5. It'll be 3rd and short for Middle. TQ Newsome in on the stop as both teams still pushing and shoving after the whistle. And it's 3rd and 3 for Middle, as DeLello gets the call from the sideline from offensive coordinator Brent Dearman. On the play clock. DeLello to throw. Looking for the end zone. Back shoulder. And no flag. Fans wanted an interference call. Atron Brooks, the cornerback, in on the coverage, as Isaiah Gathings was the intended receiver.
And great play by Brooks. Right there, he is in phase and gets his head around, and then he's able to make a play on the ball and no pass interference. So great job by Brooks on that play.
So Middle Tennessee going for it on 4th and 3. Perhaps the conditions here in Murfreesboro keeping Zeke Rankin on the sideline. Quick throw to England Chisholm, and he's got enough for the first down as DeLello throws a dart on 4th down.
I think it's so amazing. MTSU, like you talked about earlier in the game, only 28% conversion on 3rd downs, but they're 50% on 4th down. So maybe they just have to wait the 4th down to convert.
Petaway right side, pitter-pattering his feet and brought down after a couple. And that'll bring this under the 2-minute mark as Maples and Kitchen were in on the stop for Southern Miss.
And it looked like Petaway, if he just would have bounced it outside, had a little lane, but, you know, we got better eyes up here than him. It's a little foggy and cloggy down there with all the big guys in front of him.
Middle Tennessee inside the red zone for the first time today. 72% of their red zone appearances into the touchdown. That's the best in Conference USA. Screen pass. Behind the line of scrimmage, it's Lane, and he's driven out of bounds as a flag is out, and it looked like Tyreek Moody lost his lid. He'll have to come out for a play. Let's find out what the flag is, as it looks like the entire Southern Miss secondary is pleading their case.
The refs are dropping multiple flags in the same spot.
Ed Ardito, our referee, talking it over with his crew.
His helmet came off. That's a personal foul. Half the distance to the goal, and it'll be a first down.
So a personal foul for, I mean, did he take his helmet off?
Wow, I never heard that before. A personal foul because your helmet comes off while you're playing?
I'm not sure about that call. It certainly looked like Jaron Pierce had his hands on the face mask helmet area of Tyreek Moody. So I'm not sure how that would be a penalty against Southern Miss. Maybe I'm missing something. And Southern Miss will take their first time out with 1:16 to go.
Yeah, that was very interesting right there. I never seen a 15-yard penalty when it was illegal hands to the face by the opponent that made his helmet come off. But we learn something new every day.
So give Middle Tennessee a first and goal from their own 6-yard line as they are trying to punch it in without starting quarterback Chase Cunningham, who was injured on the previous Middle Tennessee drive. Looks like his legs gave out a little bit on a throw right before he was hit. Throw was short and picked off by Eric Scott for his first career interception. And And then Southern Miss turned it right back over on a strip sack.
Yeah, this first half of this first quarter has not went well for Coach Stock and the Blue Raiders. 2 turnovers, and right now the starting quarterback Chase Cunningham is out right now, so they just got a turnover. So hopefully they can capitalize right here to make things start to go better and feel a little bit better for the Blue Raiders and Coach Stock.
Yeah, coming into this game, DeLello had only thrown 3 passes all season. Those came last week in the big win on the road against UConn. Already 3 of 4 here today. And he's going to keep it himself, going for the end zone. Touchdown! Mike DeLello coming in off the bench and giving this Blue Raider offense the spark that they needed here in the first quarter.
And Mike says if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. Coming in off the bench, being able to give the MTSU offense and team in general a spark, and running hard right there, getting that touchdown and getting the Blue Raiders on the board today.
Zeke Rankin, the redshirt freshman from Alcoa, Tennessee, out to try and tie this game up at 7. And we are tied here in Murfreesboro with 1:08 to go. Mike DeLello, the backup quarterback for the Blue Raiders, leading them on a 7-play, 29-yard drive, capped off by this 6-yard touchdown run, his first.
And I know Coach Stock has to be elated right now. He's talked about it all year long. When they get turnovers, you got to score and have to score off of turnovers, and they did that on that drive right there. Definitely a good drive by the Blue Raiders right there to be able to tie the game up. We will see if Southern Miss is able to answer.
Second rushing touchdown on the season for Mike DeLello. Had one against Marshall, a big upset win for Middle Tennessee a few weeks ago. And actually a win that might be the premier win for them this season, the win that kind of propels them into bowl season, seeing how the rest of the schedule shakes out, certainly in their favor, as Middle ready to kick off with 1:08 to go, all tied up at 7 here in the first.
And speaking of that win against Marshall, definitely was a big win. Marshall's offense was ranked top 5 in the nation, so defensively they was able to play well that game and come up with a victory. So a great victory for them this season.
Scott Payne not doing the Blue Raider defense any favors as that ball went out of bounds. We said the conditions today, not super windy, wind about 7 to 8 miles an hour, but the turf really slippery, a lot of moisture in the air, very gray, kind of Seattle Pacific Northwest weather.
Yeah, definitely not sunny South Florida. I wish they could see us in the booth. You're from Indiana, you have your window open. I'm from South Florida, I have it a little closed. So definitely shows where we grew up.
Just trying to get the elements in the booth, just trying to make myself more part of the game, Jerry.
I hear you, I hear you.
This is springtime in Indiana, come on. Low snap for Lang, handoff up the middle, falling forward for a few yards is Frank Gore as Thomas was in on the stop. And Drente Davis as well.
And we talk about Frank Gore and his father being a workhorse in the NFL, very durable. You could just see how it's passed down to him, being able to be an every down back, running them every play and being able to be efficient.
Already 9 carries, 56 yards here in the first quarter for Frank Gore Jr. as Lang will throw on 2nd and 7, and that's dropped. Jason Brownlee, who already has a touchdown catch here in this first quarter.
And this is where you don't want to be if you're Coach Hall. You have a young quarterback. You don't want to be in a 3rd and long, 3rd and medium, because you don't want to, put longer throws or throws down the field. You want shorter throws, but this is a tough play call coming up right here.
3rd down and 7. Last time they had 3rd and long, they just gave it to Frank Gore Jr. That worked out pretty well. Lang to throw this time. Line falls apart, short throw. And it'll be 4th down as pressure was coming again from this Blue Raider front.
And great job by Coach Schaefer being able to take away the underneath throws to force Lang to throw down the field, which is a lower percentage type throw, which worked very well for the Blue Raiders to be able to force a punt right here.
Second punt for Mason Hunt. Blue Raiders blocked it! Picking it up and going the other way! Touchdown! Trey Fluellen! Another block kick for Middle Tennessee!
And Trey Fluellen not only scoops the ball up and recovers it, but runs it in for a touchdown and dove in the end zone with a little flair. Great job by MTSU's punt return team, coming up with the block and the scoop and score with a little dive at the end.
Ralph Mincy, the redshirt freshman from Jacksonville, Florida, just bum rushing through that front line as Middle Tennessee trying to get set for this extra point.
And this has been a staple in Coach Stock's tenure at MTSU. All through his career, the team always blocks punts, comes up with big plays on special teams, and this year is no different.
Rankin knocks through the extra point, 14-7, Middle Tennessee, and the momentum has changed here in the last minute and 30 seconds of the first quarter. Middle has scored almost as many points this first quarter than they have the other 7 first quarters of this season.